Hey everybody, I'm Austin J, and in this video I wanted to go over my thoughts on the new shooting test number 1 in Fortnite Battle Royale. So the way I'm going to do this is pros and cons, and then some stuff that I don't think is good or bad. So I hope you guys enjoy. Sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. So first, obviously I want to go over the pros, and for me, the biggest change they made that I think is so good is 100% accuracy on the scoped AR. Since I've been playing Battle Royale, the scoped AR has just felt like the most useless weapon. The only time I ever really used it was if I didn't have a sniper, and even then I was better off with a blue AR just to try to mow somebody down and hope that RNG was on my side. The scoped AR is so, I don't want to say bad, it's just not useful. It's outclassed by so many other things because of how low its damage is and how bad its accuracy is. But with 100% accuracy, it makes it really viable, and it makes it a ton of fun to use. I think that it becomes a gun that people would use over others and that people would actually seek out, which I think is what needs to happen with that weapon. Otherwise, it just becomes useless, and then there's no point in having it in the game. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was just more accuracy in general. So the shooting test, what they did was perfect opening shot accuracy, which it sounds kind of iffy when you think about it, but I think that they implemented it well. I believe it's between 5 and 10 seconds, where if you stop shooting and then you start shooting again, then you get that accuracy back. And it really makes weapons feel stronger. It makes it feel like you can compete at longer ranges. And it just makes it feel, it makes the guns feel better, which I think is something that's been missing from this game. Obviously, the game is a lot of fun, and the weapons do feel strong, but I feel like over long ranges, an assault rifle really should still feel useful, and Bloom makes it so infuriating to fire constantly at a target and miss every shot, even though your reticle is on them. So I think that this accuracy buff does do that. It makes the gun feel better. Obviously, I don't think that it's enough, but I'll get into that in just a second. Another thing I wanted to talk about is I think that moving from a reliance on Bloom to better accuracy, I don't think that 100% accuracy on all weapons would be good. I believe the second shooting test will focus on Recoil, which I think will be the one that they should go with, but I haven't tested it out yet. They haven't released it. But what I want to talk about is I think that this promotes building. And the thing that makes Fortnite so much different than any other Battle Royale is the use of building and creating your own cover. And it sort of becomes this thing where you are in control of the situation. So say someone rushes you with a shotgun. If you build properly and you build fast enough and you outbuild them, you can reset the situation and regain the advantage, which I think is such a great idea. It changes the way you play the game so much. And I think that moving from Bloom, which just sort of hopes that you hit the target, to a lot more accuracy will promote building and will encourage people to learn to build, which I think is one of the things that is the most sort of annoying watching someone play this game or just playing it yourself. Running into people that don't build just feels ridiculous. A lot of times they'll run straight at you without building a ramp, without building anything to protect themselves, and you can pretty much mow them down, which is fun, but it's also not a competition. Where when you're in an intense building battle against someone who knows how to build and is trying to outbuild you and is trying to get the advantage, it makes it so much more fun, and it makes it so much more intense. And coming through an area where somebody has had a massive building war just looks so damn cool. So I really think that this overall is going to promote a lot more building, and it's going to make people better at building, which I think is a fantastic thing for the game. I think overall it'll make it a lot more fun, and it will sort of close the skill gap. The people at the top build ridiculously well and always can re-get that advantage, where the people at the bottom just sort of hope that they can rush and shotgun you, I guess, which it's not fun to me to see that, because one person is going to lose, and it's going to be the person that isn't building. So moving on to the cons, I don't have that many. The major one I want to talk about is I still feel like it's not enough accuracy. I feel like starting out with really good accuracy and then moving back to Bloom just feels sort of counterproductive. I understand why they did it, because they want to have different shooting models, but I think that moving toward recoil-based weapons that shoot with 100% accuracy, but it's based on recoil, will make a huge difference in this game and will make it even more palatable to more players. Like I said before, if you're firing at someone and all of your shots are RNG based and you can fire an entire clip and miss every shot, that's the kind of thing that makes people throw controllers, it makes people slam desks. It's so infuriating to have that happen. So I think that opening shot accuracy is good. I definitely can see where it was really helpful in long distance engagements, getting the first shot on somebody and feeling like if you keep shooting, you're going to hit them consistently. But I also think that they need to take it a step further, and we will see that with the second shooting test, which, like I said before, I think will be the one that really is the most useful and the most beneficial to this game. The other thing I think for this shooting model is that the higher tier ARs feel significantly stronger than the lower tiers, where currently with RNG, a gold scar and a gray AR, you feel like you might be able to compete. Obviously, if they hit headshots with the gold scar, you're going to lose. But I think that in this shooting model, it really feels like if you don't close that gap with someone who has a better AR than you, then you're basically guaranteed to die. Which I think, like I said, when they switch to recoil-based, I think that that's really going to close the gap between a gray AR and a gold scar. I think that it's going to change how we shoot, and it's going to make it so that people that are a better shot will win gunfights regardless of their RNG as far as drops, which I think will be really, really beneficial to this game, to not be so reliant on, oh, I just got a gold scar, this guy got a gray AR, so now I have absolutely dominated him. I think that going into a gunfight and knowing that if you have the better shot, you will win, regardless of what they have, is going to make this game, like I said, even more palatable. It's going to make the game better. And then obviously just promoting more building in general. I know that Epic wanted this game to be different than something like PUBG, and they did that with building. They made it this sort of central thing to the game and this thing that everyone is trying to learn to do better. And I definitely think that this shooting model and moving away from RNG promotes that. But like I said before, I definitely think that just opening shot accuracy is not enough. So then I only had one thing that I wanted to talk about that I kind of feel like I could go either way on. I don't really care. I don't think it's good or bad, and I think that that's the change in the headshot damage on shotguns. Obviously, it's really annoying to rush at somebody and have them just annihilate you with a green pump, but it's sort of the name of the game, I guess. And I obviously people can have their own opinions about this, but I think that shotguns are meant for those close quarter situations. If you rush somebody who has a shotgun and all you have is an AR and they destroy you, that's how it should be. So I don't think that decreasing the headshot damage on shotguns is necessarily something they had to do. I don't really care either way because it was not a huge decrease. You can still one pump somebody who has 200 health. You have to hit them right, and you have to hope you don't get one of those 9 damage shots, which is a completely different thing that we could talk about it another time. It's one of those things that's infuriating. But overall, I think that that change sort of didn't need to happen, but it doesn't necessarily negatively affect the game. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Overall, I definitely had a lot of fun in this shooting mode. It's so nice to use weapons and have them feel like you can compete. But like I said, I definitely cannot wait for the second shooting test. Recoil-based weapons are the direction I think that they need to go with this game, and I think that they're going to make such a huge difference in the way that all of us play. And I really, guys, if you don't build in gunfights, you're going to need to learn, because we're moving that way, and being able to build well and build quickly is going to be a huge advantage for this game. So, like I said, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, punch that like button like Mike Tyson, and I will catch you guys in the next one.